Good evening, world, and thanks for coming to check out HSPI. As you know, I took a trip to Minnesota and went on my first ghost hunt with this new group, Ghost Stories Incorporated. If you haven't heard about it, here's the intro video to this entire series. So I relaunched the channel, and now it's time for episode 1. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to the first room. It had a little door with this ripped poster on it and a light that, well, I'll let Annie tell you about it.
My name is Annie Wilder, and in 1994, my kids and I moved into a house that was 100 years old. And when we moved in, we knew that there was a ghost. We could feel him in the back apartment. But what we didn't know is that the house was filled with ghosts. The house was a single-family home when it was built, and that was in like the 1880s. And then in the 1930s, it was turned into an upper and lower duplex, because the fortunes of the economy had turned. And then in the 1960s, the downstairs was turned into 2 apartments, so it was a triplex. This parlor was the living room for the front apartment, and I'll turn on the light on this door.
Okay.
Because that is one of the ways that the Spirit Sisters communicate with us. And they are 2 old-fashioned girls who lived here in the late 1800s and early 1900s.
And that's the door that you wrote about in your book that you
Right.
found in the basement.
In the dirt room, hanging
Okay.
upside down. On this little girl's, the seed poster girl's forehead is a C and
yeah.
an H, and then Liahart. Well, the first night that we brought this up from the basement, I saw 2 girls, ghost girls, floating in the air. All white, transparent, pompadour hairdos, long white dresses. 8 years later, a little boy saw the writing, and of all the families who lived here, the only family that had the children listed was the Hart family. And that's one of their daughters.
So when you see the girls, do you feel like it's like an intelligent communication?
Yes, yep.
Rather than like a residual type of energy
Yes.
that's repeating?
The first time I saw them, I saw 2 girls, and they were up in the air. And the second time, on 2 other occasions, I've seen one of the girls. She was dressed the same, pompadour hairdo, long white dress, transparent, in the air, but not as high. She wasn't like evil or mean, but aloof is just the best word I can come up with. Last year, actually the B&B where we're going, the owner, who's a friend, called me up and she said, there's somebody here who used to live in your house, or their grandparents lived in your house or something. And I ended up with Cecilia's 93-year-old daughter.
Oh my goodness.
Standing in front of this door for a picture, and I was so thrilled. It's like,
That's
oh, so
crazy.
cool. The way she says hello is by turning that spotlight off and on. She likes women better than men, sorry to say. So if you want to try to get some communication from the Spirit Sisters, I would recommend that you talk to them.
So I'm here in the editing room, and I realized that one of my bizarre experiences that I had, I reference in the following EVP session, but the camera wasn't rolling during that time. So what happened was I was talking to Annie, and Jessica was there, and I kept feeling a little tug on my shirt, just this little tiny little tug on my shirt, and then all of a sudden I had this feeling, and I whipped around, and right as I turned and looked, right as my eyes landed, the light came back on over the door. So after Annie left for the night, Jessica and I decided to do our own EVP session in that room, since the girls seemed to be playful with us, and the rest of the group was out back testing out the dowsing rods, which you'll see next week's episode. So this is Josh and Jessica in the, what room is this? The front
Parlor?
front parlor with the piano and the door and the light. And we're looking to talk to the 2 little girls that are in this room that I felt pulling on my shirt. So a little bit about myself. I'm a filmmaker. I've had a few paranormal experiences, and I am out here seeking for the truth about what is out there after life, or if this even is really technically after life. So I'd love to speak to you. Are you there? I'd love to spend some time getting to know you. If you could give us a sign that you're here.
So it'd be awesome if you guys could give us some interaction tonight so that we had some inspiration to write stories or make pictures or make movies or make pictures or make movies or make movies or make movies or make movies.
Annie told us that you can turn the light on and off. I'd like to see that happen again. Turn the light on and off. I'd like to see that happen again. I'd like to see that happen again. Is that window cracked or anything?
Was the curtain moving?
Yeah, a little bit. Are you behind the couch?
Can you make the curtain move a little bit more?
I don't know if that's just my eyes.
Do you still see it moving, or did you see it that one time?
You know what? I'm seeing the there's like a light coming through the trees, and I think I'm seeing the shadow of the trees moving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really faint, but I think that's what it is.
I'm sure it probably takes a lot of energy out of you to do things like what we're asking. I'm sure it probably takes a lot of energy out of you to do things like what we're asking. Do things like what we're asking. Do things like what we're asking. But we appreciate it so much, every little thing that you do, that we can see and have a better understanding of your presence here.
Well, we understand we've spent a lot of time in this room so far, so we're gonna leave you guys alone for a little bit, but I'd love to come back and see if we can connect. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you think we can do different in our later investigations. Let me know what you think of the new team out here in Minnesota. And don't forget to check out the next part over here and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, not sure you believe everything you saw in this episode? Well, click right here and listen to what I or one of the other members of GSI thinks about the things that we saw in Annie Wilder's house. Ah, cat attack!
Why do you think she comes back here? Do you have any theories on that?
I think she likes it.
Yeah.
I think she likes the energy. I think all the spirits that come back here that lived in the house had good memories. I love this house. I love it. It's weird how much I love it. And I'm sure I will haunt it someday.
Yeah.
And I just hope I don't drive the people crazy. So.